Hello everyone, Daphne here, just getting ready. Okay, let's find my Zoom. For those who know, I can't actually see you. I'm on Zoom. Let's go. So getting myself set up here. Hello everyone, this is Daphne here. Hopefully posting live to Facebook. I've been away for a week in Salt Lake City. I am so pumped and excited to be home. Why? Because I love being home. I love my dog. And hubby's actually not here, so he's in Botswana. But I came home to my kids. So just remember, I am on Zoom. I'm posting live to Total Health EO, hopefully. And I am excited about what I'm sharing today. So I cannot see you. You need to show me some love. Tell me where you're posting from. Say hi to me, because I'll only go back later onto my Total Health page and see and comment and answer questions. Okay, so I'm Daphne. I don't have a PowerPoint for you today. I'm coming with excitement for a product that I actually, I think out of all the products released at doTERRA, is the one that I'm embracing the most as a mama, okay? I've actually had a hard morning, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of my story. I am gonna be teaching on mental wellness. I don't know how long, could be 10 or 15 minutes. These three products, nearly lost one. These three, anybody know the name of these three products? Marissa, I have Marissa coming on as well. Okay, so let me just, Marissa, can you jump off and go onto Facebook? Okay, you can stay on. You can stay on. Everybody's just gonna see you. The whole world is gonna see Marissa. Anyway, Marissa goes, everyone meet Marissa. Okay, so the thing that I'm excited about is this. Any guesses as to what I'm talking about? Okay, so those watching live on Facebook, there were many products released by doTERRA at convention. Let me go and just change my view quickly. There we are. At convention, this is the one that Dr. Hill, right at the end, stood up and told us what it's about. The amount of science that's gone into these three. It's called ADAPTIV, okay? So I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable with you right now. As this morning, I had a situation with one of my kids, and I just wanted to lather and get this product onto them, because it's all related to stress and how to manage stress. If you're a normal person, okay, if you were in my house right now and I was asking you, what is your life like? You're likely going to tell me that you're so busy, you have so much stress, you've got so many things to do, so many friends who need your attention, social media, Facebook, like your life can be this constant. Well, this morning, one of my kids had a breakdown, okay? Went into her room and she just crying and crying. And I go asking her, what is happening? As a mom, I'm going through okay, tell me what you've been eating recently. Tell me what your diet is like. Because do you know that gut health, your gut health is connected to your brain health, okay? So mental wellness, I can tell you that you need these three products. You need the adaptive capsules. I can tell you that right now I'm diffusing a lot of the adaptive, the blend, the 15 ml, and I have put this rollerball on my wrist, on my daughter. But you can do that, but there's a lot more to mental wellness, a lot to do with gut health, okay? And I'm not going to be teaching on that right now. I'm going to hopefully inspire you that there are many options of how we can naturally go after mental health. My kids, I've got two of them that are on medication. Now, I'm a wellness advocate. I advocate for health and wellness. I advocate for natural products. And here I am as a mom whose two kids are doing the essential oils, but I've had to go onto on medication. They know, okay? I mean, I even had one of them say, Mommy, I feel so bad. But really, they needed it, okay? And there's a place for everything. My heart would be to see them come off that medication, and to see many of you come off medication. Kids that are ADHD and kids on medication, I'm not saying that these are totally going to be the answer to everything, but it is worth trying, because your liver and your kidneys are going to be so happy with you, okay? Because we have something natural. So what I thought I would do, know that I'm still in the learning mode. I'm going to share a few things on my screen. Okay, let's actually quickly go. What am I talking about? The adaptive products. If you're joining us on Facebook, I just need you to say hi, give me some love, tell me where you're posting from. The adaptive, a new product. So it's actually the three things, the soft gels. All right, so when I tell you that I'm still learning, You know, it was only 3-4 days ago that this was released. I've only started to use the capsules this morning. My 24-year-old daughter is coming around today, and she's taking this all home. And I'm saying, Kirsty, I need you to take these regularly because I want to see a difference in how you're feeling. Because she said, Mom, I feel so stressed. You know, she actually posted on Instagram saying, you know, your health is everything that you put inside of you. And so she's going like, but Mom, I have so much stress right now. You know, what am I doing? And so looking at her gut health, but also getting her to use this. So let's have a look at what adaptive is. It's the calming blend. There's a few things. Now, any guesses as to what essential oils are in here? I'd love to see what you guys think. What is one of our oils? Actually, my kids and myself, we use it under our tongue often. Comes from France, comes from Bulgaria, and it's very, very calming. So the main essential oil is lavender. Okay, so let's actually see if I can find it here. This is good for us all to read. You know, we live in a world where we want everything to happen instantly. We spend too much time on our phones, our laptops, without ever really giving ourselves a break from work. We lose out on opportunities to connect with friends and family. We feel that working hard and taking fewer breaks makes us successful. The bills won't stop coming. There will never be more hours in the day, and work and family responsibilities will always be demanding. A nagging headache, trouble sleeping, a lack of energy, and decreased productivity are all signs of everyday stress. So we can do things like exercising, yoga, a few hours at the gym will help. Meditation, okay, I call it soaking. Eating whole food diets. Hobbies, for me, going to the mountains, going for a walk. Vacation, okay, can all be beneficial. But stress management is all about taking charge of your lifestyle, your thoughts, your emotions, and dealing with problems. So here we have adaptive, a calming blend that's an answer to reducing stress. And I believe we are going to see many, many testimonies. Now, we need to be compliant. I also need to tell you, I'm not telling you to come off your medication, but I'm hopefully in this time with you, giving you that there is hope in a bottle and with bottles of oils. Okay, so just a few things about adaptive. It has essential oils, mainly lavender in it. So the adaptive calming blend have mood boosting and tension reducing effects. So they've got lavender, coriander, wild orange. Anybody know what I called wild orange? I call this my Red Bull oil. Okay, wild orange is awesome to diffuse. So, you know, you've got your lavender, coriander, wild orange. It's got fennel. Okay, but these are the ingredients that are so important, and I want you to also go and do more study about. It's got scaletium, GABA, and algae flower. Okay, I've just only really started to look at what scaletium is. Now I'm excited because the botanical extract scaletium, any guesses where they are getting it from? When I learned this yesterday, I was doing a little bit of research. I was like, hey, Marissa, which country do you think I would be so excited? They're actually getting it from South Africa. It's a succulent plant found in South Africa known as the canna. Never heard of it. Anybody heard of canna? K-A-N-N-A? Okay, scaletium extract is responsibly sourced from a sustainable supply with endorsement by the South African indigenous knowledge holders. It has a unique phytochemical ingredient found in the scaletium extract that brings a feeling of alert serenity. The extract supports healthy emotional responses to everyday stresses and promotes feelings of happiness. Hey, this South African was so excited to read that. And then there's a lot of the neurotransmitter GABA is in there as well, helps promote feelings of relaxation, okay? GABA has a naturally comforting effect and helps reduce feelings and apprehension. So these are the PIPs, the products support product information pages. If I'll actually go and put these on our Total Health page because they're great to reference. I'm going to give you the supplemental facts. Now, you're not going to see doTERRA ever saying, hey, pregnant woman, babies, children, you can have it. They're always going to make a disclaimer that if you're pregnant, children, you should be consulting a doctor, okay? But a testimony I posted was of an 11-year-old that is using these already. And I think, so there's no age, I couldn't come up with any age right now, Definitely adults, we can use this when needed. I took 1 capsule this morning, but we're going to see what age group they say. But I'm feeling confident that, you know, moms, go and do research. But as time goes on, we'll see that, you know, maybe an age group is given to us. But hey, 10 or 11-year-olds, happily say go ahead and use it. You can, okay, so some frequently asked questions. Do the adaptive capsules, because they are capsules, do they contain carrageenan? So carrageenan, no, they don't. Many of us want to know. Let me show you what the capsule looks like. Okay, so I know I'm not, let me just stop sharing my screen. When can we get these? Some of you are going to say, Daphne, when can we get these products? Well, on the 1st of October, you'll be able to order them, either as the convention kit, or you can get the adaptive kit. So here we are. This is what it looks like. And it says take 1 capsule when needed. I think that's what I read. Yeah, size 1 capsule. And some of my friends who started using it have said that they feel sleepy and best maybe to take them at night. And others have said, no, it's just given them such an amazing, tranquil feeling. There has not been any sleepiness. Okay, now let's just go to the oil. All right, I got the pip. So here is the 15 ml bottle. Any idea how many drops of oil are in a 15 ml bottle? 250 drops. Okay, so it's called the calming blend. I'm not going to go through reading all of that, although again, there's the wild orange, lavender. They've put copaiba in this. Some of us say copaiba. The proper way to say it is copaiba. It comes from the Amazon rainforest. It's an oil that I think it's the #1 oil actually taken to South Africa, and the #1 oil used in the Clark home. Spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum. Okay, helps boost mood, complements effective work and study, increases feelings of tranquility, soothing and uplifting. Okay, so you can diffuse 2 or 3 drops in your diffuser. That's what I love about doTERRA oils. Are so potent and they're so pure. You know, they're certified pure therapeutic. You don't need to be taking like 20 drops in your diffuser. And then topically, you can apply 1 or 2 drops to the desired area. So I'm just thinking applying it to your chest. Always possible skin sensitivity. Okay, now, any idea why it says avoid sunlight and UV rays for at least 12 hours after applying? Marissa, would you know the answer to that? What oil in here is photosensitive? Okay, so I actually have to, I'm putting Marissa on the spot. I'm going to unmute you. Marissa, what are those oils? It's great to have
citrus. The citrus oils, the wild orange.
Absolutely. Your citrus oils. Good, Marissa. You know, any citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you apply them on a part of your body or your skin and you go out in the sun, you will burn really badly. So that is why doTERRA says, you know, it's photosensitive. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get your pen and paper out because I'm going to take the next 7 minutes. I'm going to share Dr. Hill. Now, if you don't know Dr. Hill, he is one of the founders of doTERRA. Man, this gentleman, this man is so, so wise and so clever. He loves doTERRA oils, but he loves science. And so what I thought I would do is I'm going to share a segment from the live streaming of the conference where he introduces the adaptive products. Okay, now I didn't show you the pip for the touch. Here is the adaptive touch. It's when it says touch, it means it's already diluted with FCO. Okay, fractionated coconut oil. It makes for easy application on your wrist, behind your ears, bottom of your feet. You know, oils are absorbed really well at the bottom of your feet. I would even put it down my spine. I mean, I have a lot of adaptive on, but I want you to, I'm going to share this, and I think it will really be a blessing. Now, he's going to go into a little bit of the science, which can go above us. For some of you, you're just going to love, love, love this. Okay, here's Dr. Hill.
Let's talk about the science of mental wellness. Now, I'm going to talk about this with a little bit of moderation, and primarily because this is a difficult subject. It's difficult because each one of us approaches this differently within our own life. We experience this differently. It's not a uniform thing. It's not a cascade that we can say it's, oh, if you have this emotion, you're going to feel exactly this way. We'll all interpret things differently. Now, you might be saying to yourself, what does an airplane have to do with the science of mental wellness? Nothing. I just like airplanes. I just thought it was a great thing to look at. Maybe I need some respite up here too. Now, when we talk about mental wellness, this is a complicated system. We know that there's neurological outcomes. We know that there's chemical outcomes. We know that we have specific behaviors or thought or emotions that get incorporated into that. So as we move through this discussion very carefully, keep in mind that one of the things that we should all be familiar with is that we all experience the same challenges. We are not abnormal if for some reason we feel like we're dealing with stress in all of its varieties and all of its forms. Maybe we have intense feelings of sadness, of gloom. Maybe.
Oh dear, internet. Let's see what's happening
Feel
here.
very anxious or overwhelmed. Those are normal feelings for all of us to experience. How we deal with those becomes a little bit of a challenge. We know that there's some constants. We know, for example, when we experience that there is going to be some chemical changes that occur within the body. Those are predictable to a large extent. We know that there's going to be some type of an autonomic response, a neurological response that occurs within the body. And it's why a lot of times we say that this is a neurochemical process within the body, because it incorporates multiples of systems and functions. And then we know that as a result of that, we're going to have some physiological change that occurs. But we also know that there are some variables. It's not always predictable for us. What causes us to feel a certain way can be very different from one person to another. How long that experience lasts for us and how intense those feelings, whether they're overactivity or otherwise, how intense those feelings are for us is also a variable that is unique to us as an individual. Now, we can capture this. We do know that there is a cycle associated with this. And one of the cycles that we see associated with this, one we would say is episodic. I'll give you a good example of that. I was driving home not too long ago, and as I entered onto the freeway, I'm getting older, so I'm not in as big of a hurry as I was before, but I am going the speed limit. I was about halfway home, and a truck pulled up beside me.
I love the story.
And the guy began yelling at me incessantly, obscenities, and gave some very fun hand gestures towards me. And then rolled down his window and said, "I'm going to blankety blank kill you." And I said, "I don't know why," trying to be calm. But being a man and who I am, I rolled down my window. And I said, "Is that right?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Let's get off at the next exit. We'll settle this like men." And he said, you betcha. This is going to be blank, 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 and you're going to regret. And I'm like, that sounds great. Next exit, pull in front of me. I'll make room. We're in heavy traffic. He pulled in front of me. The exit came. He pulled up. I honked and waved. I had momentary stress. He's probably still under stress. Now, I immediately got rid of the car I was driving. I didn't want to find him again. Now, that's one period. That's one scenario. That's episodic. There's some type of a cause. There's some type of a trigger. And then we go through the process. We know we're going to have chemical changes. We know we're going to have physiological changes. But at some point, our body's going to come back into balance. We can have what I would refer to as a physiological imbalance. Now, there can be lots of reasons why that occurs, and we don't really necessarily need to define what that is today. But when we have this physiological imbalance, a trigger is not necessary. The cascade remains the same, but we might not know why we're feeling the way that we are. We might not understand why we're having the experience that we are. We might literally be fine one moment and then have overwhelming changes the next. This is something that has become prevalent with who we are and within our society. I read something one time, I think I even shared it from this stage a few years ago. I said that your brain is an incredibly complex organism and that it has more than 100,000 different chemical reactions that occur every second. I recently saw this in something I was reading from Harvard Medical, and in it they said there is likely millions of reactions occurring in our brain at any given time. Now, because of the complexity, we know that there are cofactors. We often talk about cofactors, especially when we're talking about nutrition and other things, and we talk about all the cofactors your cells and your body needs. Well, when we talk about mental wellness, there's cofactors that we need as well, and let me go through them very quickly. One cofactor is neurotransmitters. We know that we need serotonin. If we have a lack of serotonin, we might feel very intense feelings of sadness, as an example. It could be completely overwhelming to us. As another neurotransmitter, we know that we need GABA, gamma-alburytic acid. Now, GABA is really important because GABA has the opposite effect. Sometimes we can feel incredibly anxious and overwhelmed. And GABA is subduing to the neurological system, that cascade. When it's present and when it's interacting with the receptors for GABA, we feel less overwhelmed, we feel less anxious. Now, we also, I think another great cofactor we need is referred to as alkaloids. Now, alkaloids is a broad category of chemistry. It's organic chemistry, but it encompasses a lot of different elements. For example, morphine is an alkaloid. There are poisons that are alkaloids. And so this is a very specific group of alkaloids that are supporting to the body. When we have the right alkaloids that are present, it interacts with two very critical receptors. One is PDE4. This is the receptor that's important for GABA. The other is 5-HT. This is the receptor. Remember we had 5-HT3 in the digestive system? 5-HT is what we find within the brain, and it's an interactive point for serotonin. And when we have alkaloids present, then we have value that comes from both serotonin and from GABA. And then the other thing that we need, I call this the rule of 80s. Your brain is comprised primarily of fats. It is estimated that 80% of the population is at least 80% deficient in fatty acids. We need omega-3 fatty acids. Now, those are all critical components. Now, I have a short video I want to play to you that might help you understand some of this a little bit better.
Ooh, what is stress to me? That's a very broad question. I feel like is this heaviness and this pressure.
My body gets warmer. I start sweating sometimes.
Stress for me is that which is not known.
At least in my life, it's when I feel overwhelmed.
When it comes to finances,
Your head's in the past and the future. Just worrying.
A big stress factor for me was coming back from Vietnam.
Yes, my mom is deaf, and there is also some stress involved with being a child of a deaf parent.
Just a bit about me. I grew up like the tallest girl in my school. So that definitely set me apart. And I think for a while I was pretty insecure about it, and that brought me some stress.
I am a mom. I have 5 kids. You run into this almost scarcity issue as parents where you just literally feel like there's just not enough. There's not enough time to give them. There's not enough emotional energy and support to give them. There's not enough money to provide all the things that they need and want.
With technology in general, it feels like there's this expectation to let someone know what you're doing constantly. Otherwise, you just don't exist, right? And it feels like you have to be connected with everyone else almost 24/7.
It's definitely hard for me to use social media.
Everything is perfect. All the pictures you post, you edit them to perfection. And seeing everyone's perfect pictures that you know have been edited, but you still compare yourself to that.
it rears its ugly head in the form of headaches and back pain and,
sadness, feelings of unworthiness. It's unfortunately a big part of my life.
The good word is adapt. One of the things that I've learned is you have to be adaptable.
Some things that I do to adapt, first of all, just acknowledging that it's a battle for me and recognizing when those patterns of behavior of wanting to cancel and panicking and wanting to stay in bed are coming up.
Dancing is one of the few times where I don't get in my head, so I'm really present. Anytime I can find something that helps me be present.
Nothing relieves stress better for me than just picking up, my acoustic guitar and just playing some of my favorite songs,
I love to knit when I'm stressed. I know it's kind of foolish, but it really does take your mind off of it because you have one thing to focus on.
You have to recognize, and I think that's a part of this recognition process. There are things in life, this, that you simply can't control. You can't. And you can stress about it all you want to. That still doesn't give you the control.
Well, tell me, hold it here for a second. Okay. Go ahead and smell it.
Smell?
But this is very pleasant.
Oh, it smells really good.
It's very calming.
Soothing. It feels I feel clear.
I would love to have this, going through my house in the mornings.
I kind of get it through my body of just feeling light and positive.
I'm actually a little bit emotional because there's hope through this
Welcome
product.
to the Doterra family, Adaptive. Now, in the couple of minutes I have left, let me move this quickly and let me bring some of these components together for you. Now, very much like what we saw with the turmeric capsule, this have never been done before. We've never seen a supplement like this before either. This also has never been done before. And what we did was we took some very critical elements, those cofactors. So we have gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, and we know that it is that main inhibitory neurotransmitter for when we have those feelings of anxiousness and we have overactivity within our neurological systems. So we've added that to this mix, as well as we have scallidium root. Now, scallidium root is a very unique plant, and one of the major components that we see in scallidium root, and there's a lot of research talking about the alkaloids. Now, we talked about that a little bit earlier, and this interaction specifically with PDE4 and 5-HT, so we have this sustained neurotransmitter activity that we need from both serotonin and from GABA. Now, additionally, we went to another very natural plant called the ahi flower. And with the ahi flower is where we're getting now a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. And we're giving it to you in this delivery with both the alkaloids and with the neurotransmitters that we need. Now, finally, no oil blend, no process of supplementation would be complete for us without talking about some very specific essential oils. Now, there's a large body of evidence that talks about linalool as an individual compound, and it talks about linalool in stress and all of its varieties that we've talked about today. So even some of those very intense feelings of sadness or being overwhelmed, and linalool is very effective, and we have high concentrations coming from lavender, coriander, and fennel. Now, we've also added a little bit of wild orange into the blend that we see within the supplement itself, and that rounds out and balances that perfectly for use within the supplement. Now, the other thing that we've done is that we've got to concentrate on an essential oil blend. I love this quote from Helen Keller. She said, "Smell is an important wizard that transports you across thousands of miles and all the years that you have lived. Odors, instantaneous and fleeting, cause my heart to dilate joyously or contract with remembered grief. Part of the reason we have that experience, we know, is because of the limbic system. Now, you hear people talking about and referring to the limbic system all the time, and there is a lot of components and cascades, and generally we just think of the limbic system as a balancer for mood and emotion, but it does much more. And without going into detail on this, there's two critical parts that I want to point out in the cascade that's associated with the limbic system. One is the amygdala, and the other is the hypothalamus. The supplement functions through the amygdala. That is an important feature of this product, and in the coming months, we'll explain to you more and more of what that means in great detail. But then we also have the hypothalamus, which stimulates the cascade we're all familiar with when we think about the limbic system. And one of the things that the hypothalamus is most responsive to, of course, is aroma, smell. And so we have a separate essential oil blend outside of the supplement. Now, this is meant to be used in connection with the supplement. So think about the supplement as long-term benefits, and think about the essential oil as fast-acting benefits. Now, we have lavender and neroli, sweet gum, and copaiba. And then we also have spearmint and wild orange. Now, you can see that we pulled from several different categories: wood, flower, mint, and also citrus. And this is a perfect balance of the essential oils and the value that they will bring. So once again, think about systemic pathway. When we take the supplement, we're affecting neurological outcomes and biochemical outcomes. When we use the essential oil, we're influencing behavior, thought, and emotion. Long-lasting, fast-acting. It's the perfect combination of those things together. Now, I don't have time to tell you some of the research that we've been doing for some time up at Salt Lake Behavioral Center. But this product is making a big difference for them. We're working with our first responders and others.
Amazing.
At some point, we'll give you more exposure to some of the value and some of the things that we're seeing that way. Now, in the couple of minutes that I have left, can I walk through with you very quickly an easy to follow, simple protocol that will help you to establish some normalcy in your mental health and mental wellness. And by normalcy, I mean our ability to react and respond to the situations that we find ourselves in. I'm in no way suggesting that if we experience these types of things, we are somehow abnormal. That is not the intention. So first is supplementation. We know that we need the adaptive for mental wellness. Sleep is an active part of everything that you do in a mental wellness protocol. And so use the Serenity soft gels. We've introduced those to you in the past. It's a wonderful product. Be sure you're getting good components of sleep. My friends, you have to use the Lifelong Vitality. It's foundational. It wasn't a clever product idea. It's foundational to every process in your body. And so use that as your framework for supplementation. This would be a daily use model. Now, many times people come to me and they say, Dr. Hill, that's a lot of things to take. It's more difficult to have challenges, isn't it? Let's get in the habit of doing things to take care of ourselves on a daily basis. Now, the other thing that we need to do is we need to move. So this is your protocol for movement. Now, I don't expect all of you to take up planking. I tried that one time. In my mind, that's a sin. It's evil. It should not be allowed anywhere.
Who agrees?
However, you do have to move. We know that exercise has direct effect and benefit on mental wellness health. And so pick what it is that you would like to do. It can be as simple as going for a walk. You can ride a bike. You can do vigorous exercise if you want to. but think about some products that can support you in that process. We have all of our Deep Boot products as an option for you, but I want you also to think about mental and physical energy. So think about Mito2 Max. This is about cellular energy, right? This isn't about caffeine and other things. It's cellular energy, giving your cells what it needs for proper metabolism, for good, sustained energy throughout the day. And then, of course, use essential oils. You can use any you want, but I've given you my 3 favorites. Motivate. I love that oil. It's powerful. Think about wild orange and peppermint. Choose your favorite, but do things, give yourself sustained energy throughout the day. And then when we come to the essential oils, let me tell you how to use the oils of Adaptive. We've given you both the touch and we've given you the essential oil as a whole, because the touch is meant to be for topical application, to be used in the moment, anywhere, anytime. And then we have the essential oil itself that's not in the touch format. This is an excellent diffusion model. Remember, we want to expose ourselves to the essential oils. And diffusion is one of the primary and simply the best ways that we can do that. But we must do it with efficiency and we must do it with consistency. So begin using these oils. Are you excited about all the new products we have?
I absolutely am. All right, let me stop sharing. Isn't that exciting? So Dr. Hill is definitely the science man. Okay, stop sharing, stop sharing. Why can't I stop sharing? There we are. Okay, so that is it, everybody. The adaptive is for mental wellness. Okay, and you would have heard Dr. Hill, and I said this here. You can see my makeup smudge because I was crying. Why? Because I can think of some of you that this is going to bring such incredible hope to. You know, Colleen, if you're watching this, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of my kids. I feel like crying. Because I believe in these products so much, and I so want to see, you know, many of my friends not be in that place where stress overwhelms them, panic attacks. You know, one of the things, stop crying, Daphne. One of the things I do want to tell people, you know, they say, oh, Daphne, these oils are so precious, they're expensive. My South African friends, I understand, you know, your exchange rate is crazy, but your health is important to you. You know, and if you say to me, Daphs, I can't do anything. I can't do the supplements. I can't do essential oils right now. I would say to you, you know, you need to improve your sleep. There's things like meditation or soaking or affirmations that are really good. Look at your gut health. But more than anything, try and get fish oils. You know, Dr. Hill referred to, you know, the need for omega-3s and omega-6s in our diet. You need fish oils. Increase the amount of salmon that you have. So if that's just the one thing that you start to do is increasing the amounts of omega-3s and omega-6s, I am convinced that you will stop seeing as many panic attacks, because it's brain health that, you know, and those oils will help, you know, what's in the fish oils. Anyway, I feel hopeful. They'll be available October 1st, you know, for sale for our South African family. You know, you guys are really, really blessed. You're going to be transitioning over to have your own accounts in South Africa. This product won't be available in South Africa. But just know that between now and December, I'm likely flying back twice. And I will bring, for those of you who need this product, I will bring this to you. You know, I want to see testimonies. I want to hear stories from you where you've cleaned up your gut health. You know, you're doing whole food, you're exercising, you're changing your thought patterns or the beliefs about yourself. But you can do this because you've got Adaptive. Anyway, you know that I can't see you except for Marissa because she joined a Zoom link that I always use. But for those of you who've been watching, just post questions there. I wish I could say I could give an Adaptive away. You know, maybe what I can do is I can give a small rollerball as a prize today. So if you were on the call or you've watched this video, just comment and say, Daphne, I was on the call, and I'll actually make up a rollerball and get this mailed out to you, okay? It'll give you about a week till next week. Now, I'm off to Prague and Ireland for the next 2 weeks. I'm really blessed and fortunate to be going to do some doTERRA training and some workshops in Ireland and Prague. So I won't be coming live on Tuesday, but know that I'm going to be sharing wherever I can, because the next thing I want to teach on is turmeric, the turmeric duo capsules that doTERRA have released. Anyway, have a blessed week, everyone. Hey, bye, Marissa.